Hello, I'm Catherine Bruce. Thanks for joining us for our Bright Ideas series. Today we are joined by Troy Miller, the Vice President of Applied IoT Solution Sales at Acuity Brands, to talk about real-time location systems. According to a study published by Kenneth Research, the market for these systems is projected to grow almost 30% over the next 8 years. Troy, we've seen the adoption of these services gaining momentum. What is it and what are the benefits?
That's right. We have seen RTLS systems gain momentum in the industrial space because wireless technologies are making them really easy to implement, and you see an immediate impact when you implement those services. So what it is it's a wireless system that allows you to track objects or people within your indoor facility space. So how that works is that when you attach a wireless tag to one of those assets, you establish its location as it moves through the facility through fixed reference points, kind of your infrastructure that's within the system. So through a geo-rectified map, you're going to aggregate a whole bunch of data, and then you can run analytics on that data to figure out where your stuff is. And why that's a benefit, that helps you become spatially aware within your facility. And that's a capability you didn't have before, so you're going from 0 to 100 miles an hour in regards to location data, right? So you can get an immediate impact on that by just being able to find things within your facility or track things for optimized paths. So those are just some of the benefits that we're seeing with real-time location services.
That's really interesting. So what type of technologies do you need to implement to have a solution like this?
Well, there's a lot of different technologies in this space, and it can be confusing and can be challenging for some of our customers to figure out which is best for them. But some of the more common ones include RFID, which is radio frequency identification, Wi-Fi, ultra-wideband, and the industry standard Bluetooth low energy.
So a few different choices there. How do I know which one to choose for my facilities?
Yeah, well, each technology has its advantages and disadvantages, and what it really comes down to is what your application needs are and what you want to track. So RFID, for example, has a relatively small and low-cost tag, so you can attach it to anything. But the infrastructure costs can get quite high because as you want to increase your accuracy, you need more reference points.
More things, more reference points, more infrastructure. Gotcha.
Yep. So Wi-Fi attempted to get rid of that infrastructure burden by piggybacking off of the existing system, but there's some issues with that. You're going to run into bandwidth issues, security issues, have to get your IT people involved in that implementation, and that's why it's not necessarily the most popular solution out there.
Right.
Ultra-wideband, on the other hand, no latency issues in regards to the data, relatively high accuracy on the tag precision and location, but some of the burdens come in the form of an expensive tag cost or the battery life of the tag, and then the infrastructure implementation is also costly. Now with Bluetooth low energy, it's an industrial standard, so there's a lot of devices that commonly have this type of technology. So it's one that's adopted well into the RTLS space, and with a relatively small tag and a battery life that lasts up to years, it's a really good solution for many of the implementations in the industrial space. So in summary, each one of these technologies really has advantages and disadvantages in regards to the tag size, price, accuracy, but they all share that same burden of an expensive infrastructure to implement to get RTLS. And that's where Atrius is a little bit different.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm really glad you mentioned Atrius. Can you tell us which technologies Atrius uses and how it's different than other systems and services?
Yeah, absolutely. Atrius uses Bluetooth low energy, but there's another couple ways that Atrius is unique, and it uses the lighting platform for its infrastructure. And where that's a benefit is that I don't have to have battery-powered Bluetooth beacons within the facility. I don't have to worry about changing batteries. I'm powering off the mains power from the light, and that's a natural grid system within your space to get coverage of finding the asset tags there. The other aspect of this that's unique and flexible is that the data is yours. It's a platform. So you can take that data, that XY coordinate information with a timestamp, and analyze it any way you want. So really that's what makes Atrius so powerful, its flexibility and ability to be implemented that way.
That's really interesting. I'm glad you set a really good baseline for us about real-time location services. Please join us on our next episode of Bright Ideas. Troy's going to join us again to dive deeper into how your industrial facility can deploy such a solution.